this Nuage tutorial, we're going to talk about using the sends in mixing. And specifically, we're going to use the drums from the band recording example and create a send that is routed to an effects channel that has a reverb plugin on it. And that's going to allow us to send various amounts of each drum microphone to this reverb effect and have the reverb brought back into the mixer. So let's take a look. First of all, I'm going to need to create the effects channel that has the reverb plugin inserted on it. So I already have a user-defined key that allows me to do that. So here I've got a stereo effects channel track, and I can add the reverb to it. In this case, I'm going to use the Revelation plugin and create this effects channel. Now here we have the Revelation interface and natural ambience. That's fine. We're just going to use the preset natural ambience. Okay. Now we can see here it is in the mix console. It has its own channel fader. Now let's go to the sends section of the fader unit. Now we can see all of the aux sends up here. Now what I can do is I can pick the channels that I want to send to that reverb unit. Let's start with the snare drum here. I am set to the slot, so now I can choose the destination. And notice how every destination that's available, it's more than just the effects channels. I've got the effects channel for Revelation. I've got the group channel for the drum kit. I've even got the main stereo out. So really, that's one of the unique things in Nuendo is that any routable destination will be available to any routing in the mixer. The only time this is not possible is when that routing would create a feedback loop, a digital feedback loop inside the mixer. Then those destinations won't be available. But otherwise, an aux send or the output routing can be routed to any possible destination in the mix console. This is really a flexible kind of feature. So for the snare, I'm going to choose the effects channel for Revelation. Now I can turn the effects send on, crank it up, and now I have snare drum signal going to the reverb effects channel, and I've got reverb on my snare drum. Now I could continue on and add reverb, let's say, to the tom-toms by assigning them the first aux send to the Revelation effects channel. Turn them on, send some reverb. There you go. Now there's a quicker way of doing this, at least a couple of different ways to do this slightly quicker. If I want to simply send all of the drums to that effects channel, I can route them all at the same time. So I've selected all the drum tracks right here. Then down on the left side of the fader unit, which I know you can't see, I'm holding Shift and Alt together, which this, again, is the macro for doing the same operation to all selected channels. So now I'm going to pick one of the tracks, assign it to the effects channel, and now all of them are assigned to that effects channel at the same time. Now I can turn them on by the same fashion and start adjusting levels. I can even adjust all of the levels at once by holding down that Shift and Alt modifier. That's a pretty quick way of getting it going, but there's even a quicker way. So let me undo all these steps, get rid of the effects channel, and start again from scratch. If I just start by selecting all of the drum channels here, and then I go to the mixer and right-click, you can see this option, Add Effects Channel to Selected Channels. Again, this is going to be a macro to do all of this in one step. Now if I add Revelation to this effects channel, hit Add Track. Now notice what's going to happen here is all of those aux sends are going to be automatically routed to this Revelation channel after it's added, all in one step. Let me move the GUI out of the way. There you go. Now we had some levels already turned up in here from setting it previously. So there you have it. That's a very fast way of adding an effects channel to a series of selected channels. It saves you doing each individual step, creating the effects channel and then routing the individual aux sends to that effects channel. Now we can do it all in one step. And this is a big time saver. So we'll be back with more mixing tutorials coming up.